Okay guys, on Wednesday let's talk about the science fair conclusion and summary. Before we do, let's go through what you guys have in this pretend one. You had, for the introduction, you had a problem and a hypothesis, and in the problem you said what your problem is, which cereal contains the most raisins, and then why you're asking that problem. Hypothesis, a bold statement on average, this will happen, and then the rationale why you think that would happen. Plan for your experiment, method of investigation, first I do this, second I do that, and so on. Materials list, quantity, and then we added where you got it from over here, the quantity and what you bought. Then variables list, things I can control, things I cannot control. Then you conducted your experiment. That was 5, and that's why this goes to 6. Results and data, you got them probably handwritten, and then you stick them in tables like this, and then you average them out, possibly, depending on what your experiment is. Then you plug them into graphs, hopefully through Microsoft Excel or some other graph making software you have, or if you don't have that, you do it by hand. Now we're to the conclusion and summary. So the conclusion is the strong statement as well from your hypothesis. Your hypothesis was strong where it said this was going to happen. And then your conclusion has to be just as strong. My hypothesis was right or was wrong. And then explain what it was that made it right or wrong. And I think you can find that in your rough draft here. Everybody should start it off with my hypothesis was, and then either right or wrong, period. And then explain, just like in here. And then you go to the summary, and this is just sort of to lead you in there. What'd you learn? How will it help you? What would you do differently if you did this one again? And I have that here. Although my hypothesis was wrong, the outcome was exciting, da-da-da-da-da. What I learned, and then if I conducted this experiment again, things I would change. Now, tomorrow is the statement of faith, and simply on this one, what you need to do is try to find a Bible verse. A concordance in the back of your Bible shows you like keywords. That's what mine looks like. If I was looking up something on skilled, that would be there. Some have, this is on sin, a whole bunch of verses on sin. You could find something from the Bible, a verse that might go with it. There's a lot of Psalms, beautiful Psalms that go with nature and so on. Just where did you see the face of God while conducting your experiment? It could have been in a beautiful thing in nature. It could have been in the order of the way things were put together. It could have been in the unpredictability or the predictability of things. It could be also, it reminded me of something in my life, this experiment did, of how, you're doing the laundry and how your mom or your dad is always taking care of you. I mean, just anything, and you see God's face in them. Just anything that when you reflect on your experiment, where you maybe saw the face of God in your statement of faith. Now, all that has to be is one full paragraph, and I think if we went 100 to 150 words, which actually isn't very much, you're totally fine. Include the verse with it that you choose. Now the verse words don't count in your 100 to 150, but go ahead and list the verse out. My experiment reminded me of what it said in the Bible in this verse, and then you list the verse, and then you tell why it reminded you or of God, or where you saw the face of God in your experiment and how it relates to that verse. So just something between 100 and 150 words would be fantastic. Let me know if you have any questions. All right?